Hello, hello, Dr. Leona, live once again. Good evening, everyone. I'm just excited to be here again. My fourth week in a row. It's my goal to be real consistent with this. I think that's what the algorithm's like. So if you're catching me live or watching the replay, welcome, welcome. So I'm just going to jump right in. Tonight's topic, I'm going to be talking about the 5 mindsets that sabotage your weight loss. Now, this is so important, especially for women over 40. I mean, by the time we're in our 40s and 50s, we have tried so many things. You know, when I ever have a consultation with women and I say, "What have you done in the past to lose weight?" And the common answer is, "I've done everything." I mean, they've tried weight loss. Not weight loss. They've tried diets. They've tried pills. They've tried exercise. Some even have gone to the knife and got surgeries. So there's so many methods out there. But what I'm here to do is really help the woman over 40. She's intelligent. She's busy. She's a professional. And, her heart's in the right place. She just doesn't know what direction to go. She's tried many things, and either what she tried didn't work or it didn't last. And a lot of times we focus so much on the program, the steps. We want to look for that thing that works, that one thing that works. But the truth is that there's a number of things that you need. It's a multi-therapeutic approach. So it's just beyond diet and exercise. That's really what it is. It's about our mindset, our habits, our actions. And I don't think enough is discussed about mindset. So what I'm going to share is 5 common mindsets that I've seen over and over again that sabotage weight loss. Because sometimes when our mind is right, then our body follows. So we kind of get it in reverse. We hope to do the right things for our body, eat right and exercise, and hope our mind will catch up. But that can save you a lot of heartache if you can get your mind right first and then be able to follow that up with the correct action. All right. So I didn't introduce myself, I don't think, but I'm Dr. Leona Allen, founder of Freedom Health Systems, and I'm here to help you achieve more freedom in your health and your life. And once again, I'm going to discuss the 5 mindsets that sabotage your weight loss. So if you are listening live, let me know you're here by sharing some comments. Like I said, I haven't been doing this in a while. So you know how these algorithms are. You can help me out by sharing, by liking, because with consistency, the notifications and everything will be sent out. So you can help with your participation and by sharing, whether you're watching it live or watching the replay. Okay. But I am going to do more of these. Right now, I'm doing them on Wednesday nights, and I will plan to do more as time permits. Okay. So it's all based on feedback. Letting me know what you think, letting me know what you want to hear more about. But just letting you know, I do appreciate all my listeners. And I just I'm doing this for you, but I need the feedback so I can continue this and improve this in the future. All right, you good? So let's go ahead and get started. I'm not going to be here long. I'm just going to share these quick tips. So the first mindset that can sabotage your weight loss is all or nothing thinking. Oh my goodness, that all or none. Either I'm just going to wake up and I'm going to get everything right, or I'm going to do nothing at all. And this mindset fails every time. We think we're going to wake up and be perfect and do it right. And if it doesn't work in 5 minutes, we're going to give up. So this is the number one mindset that's going to sabotage your weight loss, because you didn't gain the weight overnight. So you can't expect to lose it overnight. So this all or nothing principle is going to set you up for failure. And sometimes when we have that mindset, you might start off real strong. All right. And you get in there and you're ready to just take action. You're going to do everything right. You're not going to mess up. But as soon as you slip, you have that one bad moment, that one bad day, and you give up. You may have been good for 10, 20 days, but then on that 21st day, something doesn't work out, you stop. Forget about those good days you had. You just put all that focus on that one day or that hard thing that you just couldn't overcome, and you quit. So just understand that this is a journey. We're always looking for those programs that's going to help us, that program that give us that quick success, that quick fix. But what happens is we got to learn to appreciate the journey and allow those mistakes and those challenges to be lessons that help you move forward. Because with that all or none principle, that all or none thinking, you're going to keep giving up and you're never going to go anywhere. You're going to keep taking 4 steps forward and 3 steps back. And then you're going to continue that cycle over and over again. So just remember, it's important not to have that mindset, and just understand it's a journey, and just start taking small steps over time. We got to be patient with this. When I lost 80 pounds, it didn't happen quickly. I wish I could say I lost 80 pounds in 10 days, but I can't. The truth is, in my journey, I'm in my 50s now, but when I was in my journey in my 40s, at 41 is when I was 80 pounds overweight. It took me a couple years. I lost the bulk of it, maybe the first 6 to 8 months, but it seems like the less you have to lose, the harder it is. It's easy to lose those first 30, 40 pounds because a lot of it's water weight, a lot of it's toxicity. So that's why when we start really fast, we do lose some weight and then it stops, because it's easy to lose that initial weight. But when it's time to lose that last 20 or 30 pounds, 10 to 20 pounds, it gets a lot harder, because it gets deeper into understanding what is needed and really tweaking what you need to know so that you can get to that next level of healing. So just know that this all takes time. This all takes stages, and you got to trust the process and stop believing in that all or none thinking. So number one is that number one mindset that can sabotage your weight loss is all or none thinking. All right. Let's go on to number 2, negative self-talk. Woo, the way we talk to ourselves is scary. And I'm guilty of that too. We believe, and a lot of it's subconscious too. Sometimes we wish everyone well. We cheer everybody on. We want to help everybody. But when it comes to our thoughts and how we think of ourselves, it's pretty bad. Sometimes what we say to ourselves, we wouldn't say to other people. We wouldn't say to complete strangers. So we really got to be mindful of the self-talk we tell ourselves. For example, I can't do this. It's too hard. I'm too old. I can't afford it. I don't have time. I'm not good enough. I'll never look this way. I'm not smart enough. Oh my goodness, the list goes on and on. So this negative self-talk, everything you think of yourself, if you believe you're not good enough, if you believe you can't succeed, your mind is going to do everything it can to make yourself right, because that's what the body wants to do. It wants to prove you right all the time. So if you believe you can't do something, you're right. If you believe that you're not good enough, the brain's going to say you're right. And it's going to bring so many things in your lives to support that. All right. So stop the negative self-talk. Understand where you are now and where you want to go. And then and make sure you take actions to support that. So if you believe in yourself and you want to move forward, use your mind to believe that in your mind, and your actions will support that. Your brain will say, you're right. You can do this. You're not old enough. You can achieve this. You do deserve this. So that is number 2, just that negative self-talk. You got to stop it and replace it with positive self-talk. You might feel funny at first. You might not believe it at first. But after a while, like I said, your brain will start to prove you right. All right. It's not easy, but you got to do it, especially when we're 40, because we've been through so much. We've been through a lot of betrayal, hurt, disappointments. And we get to the point where we're like, hey, I've tried this before and I failed, and I don't think I can do this anymore. We get tired and we get frustrated. But you got to say, hey, it's another day. I can do this. But just remember, and I think I said this last week in my live, so make sure you go to my page and look at some of my old lives. But I really talk about our bodies are different now. We've been through a lot more. So we got to understand that we're different and we have to have a different mindset to achieve those goals that we want to achieve. But it is possible. Believe that it is possible. If I can do it, so can you. All right. And number 3. Now, all these are really good. So this is not in any particular order. These are just things that I've seen over and over again in my practice. But number 3 is that fear of failure. Now, I covered this already in number 2 when we had that negative self-talk. So sometimes that negative self-talk is, I've never was able to achieve it before. So why am I going to do it now? So we fear failing again. We're fearing that we get excited, we try this program, we try to make better decisions, and we decide that we're going to do it right this time, and then we mess up. And we don't want to mess up anymore. It doesn't feel good when you have those high hopes and don't make it. So just understand that fear of failure, we got to learn to overcome that. And like I said before, and I'll say it over and over again, these mistakes reprogram your mind. Don't think that your mistakes is a sign of failure. There are signs that there's things that you need to work on. It's an opportunity to learn. It's a learning opportunity. That's how I see my failures. What can I do better next time? What can I learn from this? So don't think of failure as failure. Think of them as learning opportunities. Okay. So for those who just joined, I see a few people in and out here. Can't really tell with this platform I'm using, this software. But I said number 1 is the all or nothing thinking. Number 2 is negative self-talk. And the third mindset that can sabotage your weight loss is fear of failure. All right. And in the comments, Joyce said, setting the bar too high. Yeah, that's part of that all or nothing principle. It's like, you set that bar so high that you can't reach it. And then when you don't get there, you just forget it, So we got to be careful of that. We have to set realistic expectations so that we can achieve it. So what I like to tell people is take your big goal. It's kind of overwhelming when you think of, I need to lose 100 pounds. That sounds very overwhelming. And then you lose 20 or 30 of them and you don't get to that 100, you're like, I give up. That's part of that all or none principle. You're saying, you know what? I can't make it that high. I give up. So what I like to do is take that big goal of 100 and put them into smaller goals. Say like we can lose 1 pound 100 times. All right. It's easy to lose 1 pound, right? But we just take it 1 pound at a time, or 5 pounds at a time, or 10 pounds at a time. I remember when I was losing weight, my heaviest was 225 pounds. And my first goal was to get out of the 220s. And then it was to get out of the teens. And then eventually it was to get out of the 200s, the 190s, the 180s. And I kept going until I got to my ideal weight. So we got to take those big steps and chunk them up into little steps and then learn along the way. All right. We got to celebrate along the way. Don't just wait till you get to that end goal, having that all or none principle, and then and not celebrate it. Celebrate every pound, every ounce, and really understand what you did to get there. And then add more things to it and understand what works and what doesn't. And you start to come up with those things that work for you, because there's a lot of programs out there and there's not one program at all that'll work for everybody. So even when I, working with people, I take a little bit from this, a little bit of that, like, okay, this diet won't work, but this part of the diet will. And this diet over here, we can take a portion of that and a portion of that. So it's really kind of how it works. We got to have, start to get to know our bodies and how that works. All right. So I hope this all making sense. I'm trying to keep them. It's hard. These mindsets overlap each other, but I'm just trying to give you a general idea so you can start thinking about where you're at and what you need to do to overcome those mental barriers that are preventing you from success. All right. Number 4, I got 2 more. So number 4 is instant gratification. This is sort of along the lines of that all or none. You want it quick and you want it now. You want to start a diet or a program on Monday and see results on Tuesday. And just understand that when you're losing weight, it's a metabolic process. It's not just a number. Sometimes you don't see visually what's going on. So you got to understand weight loss, healthy weight loss happens at a cellular level, a hormonal level, a metabolic level. So as you get your body to function the way it's designed, the side effect is weight loss. You don't lose weight to get healthy. You get healthy enough to lose weight. So write that down. That is so important to understand. Focus on the health. Focus on how the body functions. Because bodies that lose weight have healthy livers, have healthy guts, have healthy kidneys, they have healthy brains, they get enough nutrition, they move, they have reduced inflammation, okay? Proper, lack of constipation. I mean, they're free of toxins. All right. So we got to understand these are the types of things that is the groundwork for healthy weight loss. So if you're dealing with any of these conditions, poor digestion, poor kidney function, poor sleep, hormonal dysfunction, all these things, and you got to figure all this out. I know I'm listening. Different people are listening. There's diabetics that are struggling with weight loss. Some of your medications may be getting in the way of weight loss. So just understand that instant gratification we got to let go of, because again, as we get older, our bodies have been through so much in the past 40, 50 years or more. All right. So younger people, they haven't been in the world as much. So they haven't been damaged or whatever through, as much as we have. So we have a lot more we need to overcome, a lot of bad habits, a lot of things that may have damaged our bodies in the past. Some of us may have had surgeries. So there's so many things that we have to overcome. And this is all based on how you treated your body in the past. All right. Because me being my age may not have gone through a lot of things that someone else has my age. Some people my age have already gone through surgeries and are on a handful of medications and, gone through several things. And there's people my age that have never been on any medications. So that's different. That's why something that worked for me won't work for someone else that has gone through a lot of procedures. So really understand that. So that instant gratification, some of these things may have worked in our 20s and 30s, but it's not going to work now. So just really let that go. It can happen. Sometimes I see people, they have more energy, they end up sleeping better, but just know that it's not realistic. Maybe less than 1% will get that instant gratification. All right. And the final one, which is also important, is comparison to others. So especially, we can't compare ourselves to 20 and 30-year-olds. Don't even compare ourselves to people our own age. All right. Because sometimes, there's people that are way older than us and they look amazing. All right. And there's people, there's just different varieties of what's going on. And this all depends on how we have taken care of ourselves up to this point. So if you tend to grow up in an environment where your parents fed you healthy fruits and vegetables and you're kind of aware, you know how to cook, a lot of these things make a difference how we were growing up. Some people grew up on these great foods and they're aware of them and they know what to do. Maybe they just lack consistency. Maybe they had some medical emergency. I don't know. Everybody has a different history. That's the point I'm trying to make. So we got to be real with where we are now and actually where we came from. Okay. So just really understand that you cannot compare yourselves to others. We all have gone through different things in different ways. We were all raised differently. We have genetic makeup, so, how healthy was your mother, your parents when they conceived you? What are your family history, your genetic history? All this plays a role. So even if you have a family history of diabetes or heart disease, it doesn't mean you're prone to get it. You might be able to activate it based on bad habits, because that's what bad genes are. You can turn them on and off, but there's certain triggers that could turn those bad genes on. For example, I have a strong family history of diabetes. So I was pre-diabetic, but because of my lifestyle changes, I was able to turn that gene off. But I can get diabetes pretty easily if I go back to those habits that gave me pre-diabetes in the first place. But me knowing what I had, me knowing what I knew, and seeing my dad go through diabetes, and he eventually passed away from complications of diabetes, I decided that I wanted to change my lifestyle so I didn't end up that way. So just understand that, knowing your history and just educating yourself and not comparing yourself to others. This is your journey. So embrace your journey. And if you need, find someone that can help you. And I'm one of those person that can really help people. Not only have I been through it, but I've helped other people overcome a lot of those struggles because I've been there. I wish it was easy. If it was, you wouldn't be listening to me right now. You would have figured it out by now. But it is hard, especially now, because now with social media, it's so confusing. You got one expert saying this and another expert saying that, contradicting each other. You're hearing don't eat carbs. You're hearing eat carbs. You're hearing plant-based and vegan. You're hearing about don't eat meat and eat meat. You're hearing about grass-fed, don't eat processed foods, don't snack, intermittent fast. There's just so much. I know. And some of them, and some of these diets are all right in a way. Some parts of it are right. That's what I was saying before. You can grab a little bit of each area. That's what I did, because a lot of people ask me, am I vegetarian? Am I keto? I'm a little everything. Some days I don't eat meat. Other days I do. All right. I'm an intermittent faster. And sometimes the times that I eat are at different times. I don't do the same thing every day. So as you understand your body and understand the journey, like I was saying before, you understand your body. You start to build a relationship with your body and how it connects to the environment and your world around you and how it fits. So that's our job, to understand us, our bodies, and what we can do with what we have. And the more you do that, the better. So you got to trust the process and understand that this is a journey. And that's why I'm starting to do these lives. And I got a couple of events that are coming up to really help y'all understand what needs to be done so you can get your health and your life to the next level. All right. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments. And just let me know what you want me to elaborate on. But real quick, I'm going to go through the 5 mindsets that can sabotage your weight loss. So number 1 was all or nothing thinking, or all or none thinking. Number 2, negative self-talk. Number 3, fear of failure. 4, instant gratification. And 5, comparing yourself to others. So some takeaways I want you to take away. Some takeaways I want you to have as I close is just be gentle with yourself. Just forgive yourself for the mistakes you have made, and be willing to move forward. And don't be afraid of making future mistakes. Nobody's perfect. I'm definitely not perfect, but I've learned a lot from the mistakes, and you just make progress, and you learn to just do more of the things that are right and less of what's wrong. And you just use those mistakes as learning opportunities. So don't be afraid of failure. Keep going. Don't give up, and really just be gentle on yourself, and just understand that this is about reconnecting our relationship with our bodies, our food, and our environment. All right. This is a journey. This is a process, and just learn to trust it. All right. So like I said, I'm just going to keep these short and sweet, keep these lives at about 30 minutes or less. But for those who are listening, thank you for your participation. Again, leave the comments, help me with this algorithm, like, share, subscribe or follow, depending on which platform you're watching this on. And until next time, go out there and achieve more freedom in your health and your life. Take care.